Rushy's guy. He's pretty good.
He says, I'm a new fan now, you know? Hey, I don't know if Rushy's made some new fans at home. Let us know, but we're hopping into map number 2. It's District Rise versus Reciprocity.
I feel like you almost have to start with Rushy's. For me, he really had such a solid performance, and there's almost a kind of stigma around him as a player that he's going to be, you know, one of those young, fast-paced players who's going to make mistakes. The reality of the situation is he's pretty mistake-free so far.
Smart by Reciprocity. What they chose to do, instead of going towards the neutral hill at Cinema, we saw Rise Nation rush 3 people there. But on the flip side, Reciprocity rushed right across through, looking like they almost wanted to play towards home hills and cut back towards the right and get a 2-cap early on. Because you can decide which side of the map you like better and stick to that side.
Of course, for map 2, Reciprocity going to be the red team. Rise will be blue. And both teams currently with just our home hills. The fight for B still continues, and it's going to be Franchise on this side of the map. He's currently found himself 2 kills. He looks for lucky number 3. Will he be able to get it? No, he won't. It's former teammate Powers that shuts him down, and honestly, with that kill, the trip cap could come through. If your wreck don't spawn in, it would have been a waste of a life.
It's one thing that I want to explain to the new viewers out there when you guys hear me say a home hill setup. When I say home hill setup, I mean controlling the A hill and the C hills, because that's the home hills of both teams.
Right.
In Gears of War 4, we saw sometimes that instead of holding a typical setup of your home hill and the B hill and kind of having that mid-map control where you can sometimes take a shorter route, and as you see at the bottom half of the map where those 2 slots are, going from home to home and just control that whole bottom half and get your points that way. So we do see teams have that variety, and that's why rotations are so important. If you see a team stacked on one side of the map, you have options on the other.
You definitely do. Again, to reiterate,
they're going to go for that middle again. It looks like this is the first one of the round.
Well, this is Reciprocity. Rec just went boom, round 1.
Yes, they did. They went boom on Cinema. But it's weird because they didn't fight it last time. The first round, they didn't go towards Cinema and fight it at all, and Rise Nation have rushed 3, so now Reciprocity definitely has to fight it. But the thing is that when you do put a boom shot on the center line right away, your opponents cannot upgrade to the boom shot on their home hills.
Yes.
So that is super important, but they can upgrade to the drop shot.
Indeed. As the fight now down low will be a long one. Seems like advantage instantly for Rise. Powers is managing his hands on the boom, but the kills are going in favor of Rec, but you can't body stack. I see him find out the hard way. Powers with a double with the boom. The mid-neutral hill should be under Rise possession shortly, but instead they may have to try and fight this 2v2. It's a tough one, but Shock and Powers make it look simple. They'll claim the mid-neutral, but at what cost? They do lose their home.
Okay, so we're going to see Reciprocity in that home hill setup, controlling A and C. Shock's trying to cut back down there towards the bottom half of the map, help his team get their home hill back. Sleepy is in a difficult spot, but he does have some support towards the back. But he's not going to be. That's one of those situations where you just leave him down.
Yep.
That was a hey, leave him down situation. You're in enemy territory. I got 4 teammates behind me.
Yep.
You can choose to end your own life.
Yeah, and again, I think that's just going to be force of habit, if nothing else, right? You're so used to being in a situation where you just got to find the kill as quickly as you possibly can and go from there. Now the option to just kind of leave players down, let them end themselves, essentially. I feel like it's more humiliating that way, too.
And so we used to call it timing a player out back in the Gears of War 3 days when it was when we were playing King of the Hill competitively. And that's just because we want to keep them out of play as long as possible. And that also adds a little bit of extra time to their respawn timer as well.
It sure does. You can keep a player out, especially in the early rounds when the respawns are so high. The better. Frank cleans up a double. Also going to grab his teammate up as well. As it stands, Rec lose round 1. Rise convincingly took that, but here in round 2, it's a 2-to-1 hill setup, 124 to 95, and the key piece of information for how the rest of this round is going to go, boom shot up in 20.
And you can now see that timer if you hit, if you bring up your overhead map, if you're a player, is right there at the top, and you see Reciprocity in play to pick that one up. This time, Rise Nation, they have 4 players, all 5 players spawned up, and they do find 2 kills, but the boom will be in favor of Reciprocity. Rise should just try to go make a play on a home hill because I don't think B will be a good play for them. But they are there, and they did get the boom, and Vexi's got it, so they did win that fight. And my question is, was it Rise just being super aggressive pushing out, or did Reciprocity just overcommit?
Well, maybe a little bit of both. I thought for a moment Rec could have overextended towards
I saw him push over towards that side.
But there was a player actually stopping him. Not sure who it was from Rise, but they held their ground. Currently still mid-map skirmish going on, but Vexi's rotates back down lower B. The lead is 212-176. Again, still in favor of Rec. But if it stays this way, Rise will take the round in 30 seconds. So it's Reciprocity that need to be proactive here. They need to be the playmakers.
Since everybody has their own set of lives, even any boom kill is just as important. Beforehand in Gears 4, you can get a boom kill, but it really didn't make a difference. It really didn't hold weight if you didn't get the right boom kill in a situation.
TripCap coming through. Rec, have they just misplayed? Well, might be the case. The round is over.
Yeah.
2-0, Rise with a nice advantage.
Yeah, once they lost that boom shot fight, it was it.
Yeah, that round is pretty much over at that point. A couple of players from Rec wisely choosing not to waste any more lives. Really just kind of concede the round, if you will. And I think the phrase that we'll start using is maybe the eco round, essentially, right? Where you know you don't have that many lives to spare. You just want to get the round over and done with as quickly as you possibly can.
Rec had in their 7-1 win on map 1, they had 5 dominations to 7 rounds won off of time. And this one has been 2 dominations going towards Rise Nation. You know, they've been staying aggressive, they've been getting their kills, and they've been controlling the map. But also, let's look at these respawn lives, because it's pretty good across the board, pretty even. Now, this could be worse in round 1. With Rec losing 2 lives, they could have way less respawns, investing more on some of those rounds that they did not win, but they're pacing themselves because this game will escalate.
Yep, and nice play on words there, guys.
You know how we do.
Yeah, like that. Again, that last round, just choosing not to spawn up for a couple of them, just to keep the respawns as close as they possibly can. But it's Powers again, and it's Rise Nation again that get control of the boom shot. He scurries away.
Oh, is he flanking his opponent's side?
Nope, that's his home hill.
That is his home hill. It's just that Rec, they push through.
Well, can you try and force a bad boom? Power
Smart. He let him go. He knew he had to get the home hill. So he chose not to even engage in franchise because this was the play, and that was extending around for his team.
One of those round-saving plays. TripCap was teased by Reciprocity, but only briefly before Powers sprung into life. So boom is down. Won't see that for at least a little bit. But still, the 2-1 hill advantage.
Okay, so you take a look at it, 5v5 situation. You're going to have Reciprocity pressed up towards Cinema. They are controlling a 2-cap currently. Now, we'll see. We saw them hold this setup when Boom was about to spawn up last time, but they lost it in the last 10 seconds. And that was just so heartbreaking for them, and they lost that last round. The flash comes out. The aggression comes through from Rise, but the kills do not come. Can they finish it off? They get one, but Drix, he responds. Now in the Michio fight, he gets the second as well. Is it a third in the area? It's going to be franchise. The 2 veterans between him and Drix, 1v1 engagement. Here comes the help and great teamwork by Rise Nation to get control over this B hill.
It was only a 1v1 for a brief second before Shock came to assist Drix, forced the 2v1. Use their numbers wisely. Overextending. Our Reciprocity. Sleepy's trying to make the play. He found one. He finds 2. That is big for Rec.
Great response.
It allows them to at least keep the lead in terms of hills and keep the pressure on Rise. 30 seconds. Rec will win their first round here in map 2.
And now you're seeing that home hill setup there. Doing good to make sure they get those points. And now the TripCap domination is going to be a 1v1 towards the B hill. Can they make it happen? They do come off of it. Rise Nation, Reciprocity gets the kills that they need at their opponent's home hill, and they're in a beautiful position to win. This is a situation where if any players are dead on Rise Nation, you don't use your respawns.
Yep, you do not spawn, and Powers was waiting so patiently. He had a lot of trust in his teammates to break B. Rec win their first round. Got a game here in map 2.
The beauty, well, one of Reciprocity's greatest strengths, and especially it comes from having so many veterans on their team, having Fatal Strike, Franchise, Sleepy Time, Icy, is that you have composure in these pressure situations. They've played in some of the most intense games in Gears history, so just being down 2 rounds will not break them there in that sense. Keeping their composure, taking a look at this weapon tree, you're going to see the boom shots already down, but now players starting to get some weapons on their home sides of the map. Reciprocity, since they did put a weapon down on that center line to start, that will mean that their home, whatever weapon they're going to be leveling up on their side of the map will be late a pick.
We'll wait and see just how that early boom pick, it was round 1, they went for it. what effect that's going to have.
You got shot grenades on the side of Reciprocity to use for that boom shot fight, and flash grenades on the other end for Rise Nation.
Well, we heard from Rise Nation in map 1. I'd love to hear from Reciprocity after their first round win. Let's go to a listening with Rec.
Shot there, you have to get inside,
Yeah, can shoot the middle. Make sure you got middle. Bex is hurt.
We have it. One's flying you mid, I think.
Yeah, he is.
I need help, get out. I
I got a mid.
Flying across.
I got shots in the middle. Break it inside. Down. He's down.
I got one.
I'm hurt.
There's one more on the side. He's not leaving.
There's two of them.
They're backside of boom.
He's still there, boys. He's still there.
I'm dead in our home, guys. They can OE. One person.
I'm gonna go back home.
Only one. I got stunned. You're gonna get crossed. I stunned.
It is a mark.
Nice. One more. Yes, he does. Can we kill this kid and spawn, bro?
I mean, we can if you want to.
He pushed off, switching guns.
Yo, can we get our home?
On our home. Yes.
I came back. I'm in our office. He's running back. He's on the cover.
We have B captain
Push in already. He has a mark. He knows
you're there. He can see you there.
No, I'm not with you, Yachty.
Guys, you can back up.
Guys,
I'm coming, Yachty. I'm here now.
He's in front of me.
Go left. Okay, yeah, you're good.
Shit, Cap.
Do that. Numbers, we're
One's in
getting.
their office.
Can we kill the other guy on second half or no?
Yo, he's in a crack house. One's in their office. He has a mark, so guys, he can shoot you guys. I can't do much about it right now.
I know. We're good.
He's right here. I'm marked.
Bro, get initial damage when they come down these fucking steps, bro. They don't take it for free.
Like the far left side, like the one.
Okay,
over there. I'll let you know if they owe you guys. There's one to my left though in the house. Can't really do much.
Their house is hurt.
Remember, we're still in the listening.
No, listen. They might do an OE, bro. They already have one kid halfway over.
Do we have boom or no? They're coming right now. I'm going to
30 seconds.
take my house. Somebody come in.
They are. I got it. They're gonna OE 100%. Okay, yeah, I see one already attempting. I'm in the house.
You're by yourself.
No, I said we give it up again. I said we give it up again.
Yeah, play for boom. Yes. If anything, we'll give it up, play for boom. Hold the house.
Yo, cutting through mid, guys. Hold
the house, Nick.
Shot there, guys. Cross one, guys. Hello?
Find me in my house.
I'm coming.
One from middle, Rush.
Stay up, Nick.
Done, baby.
One shot on me. 80. One is trying to OE.
Job,
baby. One is trying to OE. Can cross him from the house. Mid-map.
Rush, I need help. Rush needs help. 2 on Rush.
He's right, baby, on you.
Okay. I'm up.
He's one shot.
I'm up press.
I got him.
Me shield.
I got Rush. I have one.
I'm gonna be. I'm here.
Rotating.
Rush in the one, but he's up.
They're not spawning up, guys. Relax. Okay, I can cross him. Relax.
Don't die to him. Bad time. We're good.
Good job, guys. Let's go, boys.
Keep that shit up.
Fight, Kevin.
Good job, baby.
Just like that, baby. Just have fight, baby.
Right back in the game. Keep an eye on their respawns right now.
The communication from Reciprocity. I mean, I know it's the first event, right? But that's the best listening we've had so far.
Beautiful. And you know what it is? It's this game. Because the pace of it was so slow, they didn't sound so chaotic. They were calm. They were setting up. Each team had time to prepare for that next team fight at Boom Shot, and it worked out so well.
And I love the reaction they had as well, right? They were planning for what Rise was going to do. We know they're going to OE. And then you hear Rushies make the play. Well, let's just play for new Boom. And it's, and you see all the players transition across the map, and that's the play that won them the round.
Something important happened right there. The one reason, I told you guys in map number 1 how powerful those shot grenades were. Reciprocity placed 2 well-pushed shots to pretty much guarantee a Boom pick every time. But now we're going to see that they evolved their shot grenades into a single drop shot. And so let's see how will they use this single drop shot to push over and get that beat, to get that Boom shot.
You have a lot of power weapons on that side of the map now. That's for sure for Rec. We'll see the fight for Boom, though.
Oh, that's right on his face.
Underway. Rushies may now want to try and push through. Powers has already managed to take Boom, though. And the Vexies shuts down Icy as well, but the trades should come through in a brief moment. Trip also could
he can do this, especially he has help.
Well, there's the help in the Boom missile.
Oh, he got him.
Straight at him. That's a double for him.
The flank comes through. Rushies with the heads-up play, bringing some of that aggressiveness that his team loves to stay and keep pressure on Rise Nation.
And there's one really interesting thing when we talk about Reciprocity from their games yesterday. When you look at how they went, it seemed consistently like they were having what I would like to call a mid-game power spike, right? Around the midpoint of the game, they were winning rounds in a flurry. And just kind of watching and looking, the way they're setting up around big weapons and using shot grenades when other teams aren't. Like, if you look back in map number 1, they forced Rise to put shots down. They had to because of just how strong Rex were. Now you look at the map, Rise had to do exactly the same thing, but Rec are one step ahead. So now they have the drop shot place, and all Rise have are the shot grenades. It's almost genius.
It really is. And instead of leveling up one of their home hills, they're pretty much committing to saying that we want to play for Boom Shot and Cinema. That is the team fight that we want on this side of the map. Because even if we don't fight for the B hill on the second half, we can fight for home hills.
Exactly that. So it's very, very well played weapon placements thus far from Reciprocity. And you never know, if this round goes in favor of Rec, maybe Rise are forced to use their lock, right? Just to see if they can try and make a play heading into the
round 5.
First off.
Yeah, the next round. This actually, if Rise Nation did lose this round,
this would be the perfect time to do it.
It'd be a great opportunity to use that disable on round 5. That way it can go through round 6 where we don't get, round 7 where we don't get weapon placements.
Tripcat being teased again from Rec, but damage done in the round. 100-point lead over that now. 8 is being pressured. The round surely will go to Reciprocity. It's just which win conditions you want to take. It seems inevitable as the players back away. Just secure the B hill. You win off 1. No one even close. Rec go up 3-2. And now this is where, in my mind, if you're Rise, you may want to consider using that lock.
Because Reciprocity, after the first round, they kind of got their strategy. They got the weapons that they want, and it's been good for them. That mid-round spike, as you talked about, and that comes from strategy. It's a game of chess escalation. And sometimes...
Last year was chess. This is 3D chess.
It really is. You're actually in the game. So you're going to see. Let's see what's going to end up happening. So far, neither team has chosen to use any of the utility. Nobody's giving each other extra smokes or extra pistols.
You
but
say that.
Yeah, I say that now, but we're going to finally see on this end that on the right side of your screen, Reciprocity is going to give themselves a smoke grenade. Well, they have an option. That player has an option to choose if he wants the smoke or the stun.
Right.
So every time he dies, he can say, you know what? I want a smoke grenade in this situation. No, you know what? My team needs a stun. We need to be aggressive in these last few seconds of the round. Or we're like, hey, this guy in host spot, he's crossing, he's being annoying. We can't break the setup. I need to throw a smoke in front of his face. Now, one thing about the smoke now in Gears 5, it blows up instantly wherever you throw it. So no little beep, beep, beep. You know, it had a little delay on it, but now it can be used so effectively.
Well, that was good. We should hire you to do sound effects for next year.
I do it every time you do play-by-play.
It's currently in terms of
they call me Boomer out here.
It's a Vexies down to, well, now his final life. So if he falls again, it will be a 5v4.
So we see the shot grenades. None of these players can really touch these shot grenades, and this is why we see Rise get super aggressive, but Powers a little bit too overzealous. Shock backs out, the bow tie doing some damage in the middle. That checked that player's life. He had to slow down. Shot getting angled out. You see Reciprocity's going super wide. Don't want to give him any chances, but now if Vexies is out of position, Rec, they have the man advantage at Vexies. Does he want to stay in this fight or back out? Ooh, that hurt. I felt that one.
Oh, Icy will fall, and to your point, going super wide, when the guy refers to when he says that is the spacing, right? When you're in a 2v1 fight, you don't want to get too close. You don't want to put yourself in one-shot kill range of the opposition. You want to always make sure you can put down an equal amount of damage as Rise look to maybe take this round. It was set up so perfectly for Reciprocity.
Get off me.
Will fall. Only one player up. It's Icy. He wins his fight, prolongs the round, and bear in mind, it is the last round of the half anyway, so your respawns
burn all your respawns.
Everything. You got to get it back in the game here if you're Rec.
And also, with the respawn timers dropping down, they are now currently at 11 seconds. So this is the perfect time where you're starting to see the round escalate. All of these players using the respawns in their bank to get this one on the board for their squads.
You absolutely have to. And in terms of timers, well, drop shots up in 50, booms up in 30. As it is, it's Rise that control the boom shot side of the map. Of course, that's over towards the mid-neutral hill, and you can see because of that, Rec have said, well, we may now actually have to play for home hills. The problem is, Rec are falling. Icy's so weak, he somehow stayed alive. Fran will drop, but Drix is there to be traded out. Unfortunately, Icy falls as well. It's trades on trades on trades, and the lead is a big one, 161 to 85, but a trick cap coming through. Rec looking to try and steal the round, denied. Vexies with a win against Sleepy Time to keep Rise alive.
They have plenty of time. I'm going to try to look at the life banks. Franchise on his last life, 1 life just for Sleepy Time. So Franchise has 1 more life, and Sleepy Time has 2 lives to use in this round.
Here's the key. Vexies was down to his last life at the very beginning of the round. The first boom shot actually connected with him. Since then, he has not died. He has played a flawless round. The problem, though, there's still a big chance that Reciprocity can win this round. 50 seconds with a 2-to-1 hill advantage. They will win this round.
Ooh, Shock is hurt. If you're Rezik, you gotta prep, play up on that, knowing that your teammate put some damage in on him, and he did exactly just that. Got the kill on Shock, so that's what you wanted to see. Franchise has a drop in his hand, over the top, can't connect with it. But
Shocks are down too.
you look
so
at the
they can't
time,
push the
Swarm
B.
wins in 36 seconds, so they can hold 2 if they want to. And for a team like Reciprocity, understanding that, you know how strong their slow game can be. You're gonna see the Shock hit the dirt, but Shock is gonna be the one that goes down.
And that's a nice double as it stands. Swarm still win the round in 47. When the Sea Hill caps, that time is gonna go down by half. 20 seconds now. Rise still don't have control of their home hill. Rushy shuts down Drix. Detox falls as well. Reciprocity with the trip cap domination. Give themselves a 4-2 advantage here in map 2. And they're letting them know.
This is where they excel. As you've seen, the Gears Summer Series, Sleepy Time. Bringing some of those swift moves onto the main stage.
I see, letting them know. That can't happen, folks. That cannot happen.
Now, Rise, so folks, this is single elimination, so y'all know, okay?
Oh, yeah, you lose your out.
I just wanted you to
Bye-bye.
know that. Okay, no double elimination. It's a single elimination tournament. $10,000.
I'm going to say this.
58.
An upset will happen in round 1.
It will. It will.
Just will.
Rise Nation got to dig deep. They started this one off very well. They've only won 3 rounds so far in this matchup compared to Reciprocity's 11 from the 2 maps so far.
Rec, as we said, with the advantage. But at the half, our hills will flip sides essentially on the map. Our respawns go all the way back up to the max, and your respawn count is reset back to 5 apiece. Shock trapped in a corner, nowhere to hide. Icy shuts him down. And Icy's done well to find 2, and he's looking for number 3 as well. Trying to force the fight, lands 1 shot, but has a teammate there as well. Again, the spacing just too good. Icy finds 3. Detox on the other side, he's gonna fall. It was the boom, which again, remember, weapon placement, you put it down, it's on the map for good.
Rise Nation could have a better placement on their Shocks.
I mean, to be honest, this round's over.
Yeah, this round's over for Reciprocity.
But again, I want to point out, you heard of Exy say it at the start in the pregame interview with Jordan, as long as we don't mess up our weapon placement, we'll be fine. You're playing against a team who's kind of new game IQ, as I'll call it. Whenever a new game comes out, you expect to be through the roof. That's going to be the story. Every time we talk about Reciprocity, no matter who they play against, they have a very tough bracket, of course. But that's going to be the storyline, is we expect them to learn early. You can't make mistakes, especially mistakes which, in this game, will cost you massively.
This Marks is about to get turned into a snipe, I will say. 100%. On the side of, because the thing is, Reciprocity, they actually chose to disable. So they disabled the drop shot on the side of Reciprocity. That's what Rise Nation did for their placement. Now, I said they need to get better with these shocks. These shock grenades, you saw when Reciprocity used them, they blocked the only 2 pathways that Rise Nation can take to that boom shot. All Reciprocity has to do is throw them in the exact same locations and pick up the boom shot.
And I want to point out why that's significant that they choose to do it now. Reciprocity with 5 round wins, they're not yet at map point, so the block could bring them all the way back to 5-5.
That shock grenade also blocks their own team from picking up that boom shot, but I think Shock realizes that he's getting there a little late. They can't get in there, but he still gets no downs with that utility.
Yep, not good enough usage. That's for sure.
You would think Shock can use the shot grenades, eh?
I mean, clues in his name, right? you would hope so. As Drix somehow stayed alive a little longer there than you would have thought he would, but the boom is used. The flank's coming through. Detox will only be able to find 1 before he inevitably falls as well. Another very, very quick round coming out of Reciprocity.
He only missed 1 bullet on that one.
If you Rise, do you even want to respawn? This could be bait. Honestly, well, as the players fall, maybe not.
As a caster, one thing I do love is that, and actually I just noticed it, when the shotgun pellets hit, it's also some shadowed areas there for the pellets that did miss, that didn't hit as well.
It's cool,
so,
right?
yeah, that is...
Some nice new features as well. We didn't even talk about the little bit of the mini-map down bottom right.
I am so excited for our new season. We just announced the Pro League, more regions as well. And with these quality of life changes made to Gears of War as a whole, the win conditions, the shotgun, the hit markers, we're going to have such a deep talent pool of professional Gears of War players next season.
I mean, the game itself.
I cannot wait for all of the action to get underway.
I think that's the key. The game itself is now so deep. There's so many different layers. There's so many ways players can make mistakes, right? You don't expect them to at the top level, but hey, every professional athlete at a time will make a mistake, and it can cost you a series, it can cost you a tournament. And this round, which looked like it was going to be Reciprocity's through and through early, now all of a sudden, Rise have applied the pressure. It's 2-1 hill advantage. They control mid-neutral and their home hill as well. The pressure is coming through on D. Trip cap could be imminent. His Trick's going to be able to make a play. He's looking at hit a little bit of a flank. Shock's already there. Again, the trip cap comes through. And this is where if you're Rec, do not bleed those respawns unless Icy's able to make the play, which he won't. They back away. They stay alive.
Ooh. But Rise, they get another one on the board, and that's what they need. They don't want to go down 6-2.
You can't.
You don't want them to get to match point, because when you see your opponent, they got that 6 on their side, and they're just sitting comfortably, and they're laughing and giggling, and they're just beating up on you. It's hard to come back from that sometimes.
And again, that's why I think that lock pick that they had last round is so important. From 5-2, 3 rounds out, it's 2 rounds further. It could honestly bring them back to a tie game.
Exactly.
It could be 5-5. It was really, really smart timing on their part. But the problem is,
Reciprocity gonna start just loading up their home hills.
but will Rec have a lock as well?
Ooh, and they're gonna lock
Look
the.
at that!
Yeah.
Look at that! Just like that. That was unbelievably predictable. Drop shot, put down.
It's gonna be a
drop shot, locked out.
It's gonna be a 1 round difference. That 1 round difference will be the game changer if Rice Nation does win these next 2 rounds. The round 11, the round 12 is going to be important to see who can kind of get to that match point. So, but after that, you know, hey, the in-game is getting crazy.
Wait, look at the top side of the map. I would just appreciate there's 2 drop shots and a boom on the top side.
Yeah, right? Welcome to Gears 5.
It's going to get scrappy. It's going to get very, very scrappy. Rec, though, still with the advantage. Boom picked up by Rezik. Rushies opens up. There's the boom kill. Fran shuts down Detox as well. Drix, last man up. He has to stay alive. If he falls here, round is over. Vexy spawns in time, though. So Drix can maybe just play a little more aggressive over towards the B hill. Lands 1 good shot. There's 2. Sleepy goes down.
Now, you're going to see this neutral hill start to get capped up. Drix got some pressure on him, taking some damage from that Lancer, that back A. He only connects with about 40% of that spread. E-Hill goes in favor of Reciprocity. You're going to see Rise Nation choose to put that Botox in the back of Detox hands, just getting some good solid shots with it. That Botox spawns with 12 shots in the clip. Good to know, but he's going to fall there on that engagement.
Yep, Franchise the one who was able to find the kill, and 2 players are down. And you can see they're scurrying into our corner. Reciprocity, now they have a big, big advantage. And let's not forget, if you have players down, think of it this way as well. If you're trying to win a round based off a full team man wipe, you can hunt down the other players and then go back and kill the down players. Another little cheeky method which could assist you in winning a round of Escalation. For some of the newer viewers out there, you don't always have to finish those kills for a wide variety of reasons, but now once again, Avexis and Rise pushing forward. They're trying to sniff out Reciprocity's home hill.
This is a situation where Rise Nation needs to not get too antsy, and especially Detox. He only has 3 lives remaining so far in this round. So with that being said, he wants to play his life more patient. One thing that was happening to me when we kind of did our practice games, I was playing more of a front spine, and I realized I used a lot of my lives early on.
Yeah,
but at that point, I asked my home hill player to switch spots. I said, hey, can I cap these homes, build up my lives a few rounds, and you go help them, and we just kind of adjust our strat just a little bit. Sometimes you got to switch positions, especially if you're one of your main fraggers, just because you need more lives in those team fights.
And Rise Nation doing such a good job, and it's Avexis that springs into life when Rise Nation need him the most. He's somehow still alive, dancing and darting around Reciprocity's home hill. Finally, he drops, but Rise have done such a good job of bringing themselves back into this one. They will now take the lead with a 2-1 hill setup. This is looking good for Rise to close that gap once again.
If they can just kind of hold this setup, as you see on your screen, they will win in 40 seconds. Marks are on the map. Powers is probably going to pick that one up. No, he's choosing to go out with his pistol. He just needs to get to his teammates as soon as possible and help them out.
Here's the scary thing, though. Rec do not want to bleed too many lives. A lot of them are down now to their final 2 respawns. Of course, they will get 1 more, but Rise are winning the race in terms of holding their respawns a little bit better, not by much, admittedly, but it is an advantage. Which could be huge.
Rise has more respawns at this point currently than Reciprocity.
And the game just slowed down to a snail's pace. It was Rec that need to make the play. Powers shuts down his teammate with the boom, as well as Sleepy.
Now, this is one of those rounds where if you're Rise, do you want to respawn or give it up, right? And you give it up. You don't come back into this one. We're going to see who opts to choose, and a few players did burn their spawns.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, a few players did burn their spawns, I want to say.
Surprising, and it's those mistakes that we said in the heat of the moment. You're just so focused on getting back into the action and trying to make a game-winning play. You can burn through those lives way, way too quick. And with 1 round left on Reciprocity's lock of drop, 2 still, of course, for Rise. Rec have put themselves at series point.
Mirror matchups on the board.
It's beautiful.
You're going to see the markers down low, the drop shots up top. I do believe this is going to be the round. Actually, not this round, but it's going to be the next round where Reciprocity can get that drop shot back if they so choose to. Rise Nation, on their weapon selection, they're going to choose to give themselves some utility grenades. Right? So they're going to give a player the option, and it was actually Shock, the front spawn. So Shockhead says, hey, my front spawn, I need a flash grenade. I need something to get in there to for me to kind of play around to try to get this boom shot. So we'll see what he can do with that.
Again, Rec win this. 1 more round. Basically, now you have yourself 4 match points. And the map is set up in such a way that Rec have really had their way with Rise Nation down low at the previous B hill. Rushies will be first to fall in the round, though. It's Shock that finds the pick. And now, all of a sudden, if you're Rise, you want to try and end this as quickly as you possibly can because the kills are coming in flurry. There's only 1 player alive for Rec. Where is he? It's sleepy time. He knows he has to stay alive.
That hurts. Oh, this is going to hurt, too.
Did you spawn in? Again, that's the question.
The pre-fire over the top, guarding the teammate. You see that Lancer. He knows there's not much he can do. That's a... Yeah. Oh, his teammate got the home.
Yeah, 3 players from Rec spawned in. They tried to make the play over towards the home, but the trip cap's still coming through. It's Powers that's capping it up. Teammates elsewhere have to make the play, otherwise Reciprocity could have very seriously misplayed that round.
Now, this is where you got to keep your composure. You don't want to burn your lives on rounds like that, especially when you have the lead.
That's 2 rounds. Rise did it last round, Rec did it that round. Admittedly, they did break the hill, and if they win that fight, yes, the round stays alive. But what's the likelihood? We always talk about fights, right? Don't take your 50-50 fights. Take 60-40. Well, you almost have to think about round wins now the same way, right? You don't want to try and win a 50-50 round. In a game like this, where you know you're getting your drop shot this round, concede it. Give yourself as big a benefit in those later rounds as you possibly can, because the respawn timer gets lower. You're going to be quicker back into the action with more things on the map.
Yeah, and you know, especially now, Reciprocity, they have 2 players on their team with the lowest respawns on the map, and that's with 3. Rise Nation got a few 5s, few 4s, but Reciprocity, 2 of those players got 3, but they can end it right now. They have all the options. They just got to play this round clean. They have a drop. They have an extremely huge advantage, but I will say on the flip end, at the bottom half of the map, there is a Torque Bow versus a Marks down there, and that Torque Bow is going to have 3 shots, and that thing is nasty in the right hands. We like to call those players Robin Hood, a green arrow.
Sure do. Again, remember the key here, Reciprocity's drop shot is out.
That's going to be a suicide, and that's going to be the only boom. Actually, it should be 1 more boom in there. So he's going to go find it, looking for it, searching for it. Oh, well, maybe that boom isn't there. It might just be, actually, it's 1 boom shot in that chamber, so that player used that on a suicide. You got to upgrade that boom to get a second shot.
That's upgrade. That's also something else you can do in weapon placement, which we haven't really touched on too much.
But yeah, we've been waiting for it to happen. Yeah. We got to pace ourselves. There's going to be a lot of action, a lot of great moments for us to explain these things. And great job going for the guy in the back with the drop shot and not the one in the hill.
I want to point out, speaking of drop shot, another one up in 30 seconds for Reciprocity. As it stands, they have a 20-point lead, and Sleepy Time
does such a good job of
just putting down some shots, but Icy tried to push Avexis. He will fall, as now Avexis wants to try and go for the revive on his teammate, but Fran is there, and Fran gets himself a double. This now an opening for Reciprocity.
Also, whenever you see the red crosshair, that's indication of a headshot. If you see a yellow one, that's an active headshot. So you have these hit markers and these damage indicators to help you get better as a player and to hit, be more precise.
Icy needs to be a little careful this round. He's down to his final respawn. Rushies is at 2. Everyone else for Rec should be good. On the flip side for Rise, they're all sat really at 3 and 4 outside of Avexis, who also sits at 2 as well. So the round, as you would expect now, with another drop shot out for Rec, slows down. They have a 2-to-1 hill advantage. They don't need to push anything. They know Rise need to come to them. They have a point lead. They're going to win the round in 60 seconds, force the mistake, and make a good play here with a drop shot.
Over the top. Woo! Thread the needle once again, Rushy, showing us how precise he is on the main stage. 39 eliminations, 17 deaths. Can we get that big 4-0? The 40 bomb Rushy moves in on a flame. He gets one. He's looking for the second one as well, but he says, nah, I got to revive my teammates.
Yep.
And that's something else, too. When you go down, when you wolf pack, you got to stay as close to your teammates as possible because you will burn a life, and those quick revives, press X before you shoot, folks. They do pay off.
That was so smart from Rushies, but now he has to make a play of his own. He managed to level it up. It's a 1v1 on that side of the map, but all he's doing here is bleeding time. Now it's a 1v2. Rushies is going to recognize it, backs away. They win off one hill. He can concede the mid-neutral hill. It's not going to be too important, but now he wants to go back to the fight, and Avexis had no idea about it. Rushies will find it, but Powers has got his hands on Boom Shot. 207, 137. Swarm win, 41 seconds.
Especially with that character model, the Hunter. Call him the Reaper. Just taking away the respawns from Rise Nation. One kill at a time. Looking for that headshot, being a nuisance, showing he can do it all.
Rise have to do something. They have to do something over towards the home hill of Reciprocity. They need a decap, if nothing else.
Woo, get off me.
It's the mid-neutral. Rushy says thank you very much. That's number 43. Is there anyone over that side of the map? It's going to be Powers. He's all by himself. Shock taking a fight as well. They both drop.
And Reciprocity is our first winner on the main stage. Congratulations to those boys. 7-1, 7-4. They progress on.